Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, we're going to be discussing the 2000 film Autumn in New York, starring Richard Gere and Winona Ryder. Of course, it also stars two TV stars that people would know from the 90s and 2000s. Jill Hennessy, who had a small role and known for being on Law and Order, and of course Carsey Jordan, and Sherry Stringfield, most famously for being on ER, being in this movie as well, in small roles. But you'll see him. They have some lines in the movie. Of course, Autumn in New York is about Richard Gere. Stars Richard Gere as his restaurant owner, his famous restaurant owner, who had his face on the cover of a local New York magazine, and read an article about him and his restaurant. And he meets Winona Ryder, who was way younger than he is. I mean, she wasn't even 30 years old. She was 29 when she did this movie, believe it or not. I know she looks a hell of a lot younger, but she's the same age as I am. We're both born the same year, so we're both 52 years old now at the time of this video. But she was I think like about 29 years old by the time this movie came out. So she was 29, and Richard Gere was in his 50s. I think he was definitely in his 50s, almost 60 years old, but at least in his 50s. And he looks great. You know, for a man of his age, he looks great. But he's also a good actor. And it was great in this movie. And the two of them, Winona Ryder and Richard Gere, was having a love affair. And in the movie, Richard Gere finds out that Winona Ryder's character is sick. I mean, she doesn't have, like AIDS or anything like that, which would make more sense at that time. Even though the movie came out in 2000, it makes sense to have either AIDS or cancer or something like that. But she had like a heart condition. She had like some kind of a tumor on her heart, blocking the valve, blocking the the veins, and her heart is not working as it should, because there's a tumor blocking one of the arteries, is restricting oxygen and blood flow to her heart, from her heart. So Richard Gere's character, he goes around asking different doctors if they're willing to do it. And most doctors are not willing to do the surgery, because 9 times out of 10, when this particular surgery is performed, the patient dies. There has been one success. They may live for, let's say, a couple of weeks, and they end up dying anyway from complications. But Richard Gere did happen to find this one particular doctor, who was played by J.K. Simmons, also ironically from the story with Jill Hennessy and Law and Order. And of course the Spider-Man movies, and he says, "Oh, I'm willing to do the surgery if it's like, if you know she's about to die, and that's why I'm willing to do it." And Winona Ryder, at first her character was reluctant to do the surgery, but then she ends up signing off on it, because she said she signed the paperwork saying she doesn't want any heroic measures to save her life, because she knows she's going to die anyway. She was on board, literally on borrowed time. And many people thought that she wouldn't have lived that, into her early 20s, because she's supposed to be like 22, 23 years old at the time. Her character is supposed to be 22 and 23 years old, I should say. But she decided to sign off on it, because she loves Richard Gere, and she could tell that Richard Gere character loves her. And he went to find a doctor for her who was willing to do the surgery. And said, "Okay, she did all this for me. I figured, let me have the surgery. Willing to go do it." And of course, what happens? Of course, she ends up, major spoiler, she ends up dying anyway. Major spoiler for those of you who didn't see this movie. It really was a sad movie, but I heard that the ending of the movie was changed. Not in relation to Winona Ryder's character, because you knew the whole movie that she was going to die, and of course she did. But there's one subplot in the movie where Richard Gere's daughter, who he never knew he had a daughter, finds him because she's the daughter of a former girlfriend of his, and so she finds him, and she tells him that she's married, and she is expecting her first child, which she eventually gives birth to, and which happens off screen when she gives birth. But then they're in a boat on a pond on a lake, in the Central Park Lake, on a boat, and the daughter is narrating, or the actress who plays Richard Gere's daughter, I should say, is narrating, and she says, "Oh, it's so great to see my father holding his grandson." I think that's what the change was. That the director, Julie Chen, who directed this movie, made a sneak over because they changed the ending. I think the original ending was that Richard Gere's daughter gives birth to a daughter, not a son, and named the daughter after the Winona Ryder character. I think that's what the original ending was supposed to be, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I can guess that was the original ending. That Richard Gere's daughter gives birth to a girl, and names the girl after Winona Ryder's character, which of course it makes sense, and which to me makes sense. It makes a little bit better ending than her giving birth to a son. But I think that very last scene in the movie kind of like ruins it, and I think a lot of people criticize the movie because of that. I think that that's what most of the criticism is for that last scene, not the fact that Winona Ryder dies, but that last scene. But as a whole, the movie is quite, it's enjoyable to watch, even though it is, you can say it's predictable because they describe the whole story to you. But as a movie itself, it's not a horrible movie. Because Richard Gere gives a good performance, Winona Ryder gives a great performance in this film. Joe Hennessy is in it, so you can't go wrong with Joe Hennessy or Sherry Springfield being in the film. Even though, like I said earlier, they have small roles. But, I think everybody gave a great performance in this movie, and you can't complain about it. And it's, everybody did a good job on this film. Even though people could argue that it's predictable, but in a good way. So that's my review of the movie Autumn in New York. Please click on the video, please rate it, please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and on my YouTube channel at RowdyC.com. It's over WDY.C.com. Homepage of Rowdy Reviewer, Christine Moore, and please check out all of his videos on his website. Thank you, thanks for watching, and catch you next time.